So the plan was for today was I was going to take a lot more phone calls during the free half of the show. We were just going to do a little bit of news. And then we just got this sort of onslaught of the president who seemingly... I mean, the only thing I can imagine with what's going on here at this point is that he is worried about his Christian fundamentalist base. I mean, assuming that he hasn't just completely lost his mind, which is, you know, it's a big assumption at this point.
They changed their mind on Greenland.
It's always in play.
But I've got to think that there is, at least as bizarre it is, some broad sort of even tactical response here to something that they must know internally in terms of a problem. If you look at the polls over the past couple of days, he is bleeding support from his base. Never mind college-educated men and women, which have deserted the Republican Party in broad strokes. Non-college educated women are deserting him significantly right now. White women. I hope that goes without saying, because it's only white people who have, I mean, broadly speaking, who vote for Republicans. I mean, that's just a statistical fact.
Whitey.
And there's even
I didn't start anything with the wife.
There's even some, I mean, so he's bleeding support, and I got to believe that what I've just told you is public from Fox News poll. I got to believe that there's internal polling that suggests that he's losing some of his evangelical base. And that's what this is the only thing I can imagine what that's about. Because what I'm about to present to you in like a 2 or 3 act play here, little novelette, is it's nuts. I just don't know who he thinks he's getting with this at this point. If it's not trying to shore up the evangelical base, which really, I mean, obviously they are dyed-in-the-wool Republican voters, so they want a justification for not liking brown people, other than just sort of the blatant, like, you shouldn't like brown people. But he also is trying to activate their Israel, their love of Israel, and it gets more religious as we go on. Here is Donald Trump talking about Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, and then getting on the Jews a little bit for not being with the program.
To let them in, including the 4. I'm talking about all 4, but these 2 that wanted to get in, Omar and Tlaib. And I think it would be a very bad thing for Israel, but Israel has to do what they want to do. But I would not cut off aid to Israel. And I can't even believe that we're having this conversation. 5 years ago, the concept of even talking about this, even 3 years ago, of cutting off aid to Israel because of 2 people that hate Israel and hate Jewish people. I can't believe we're even having this conversation. Where has the Democratic Party gone? Where have they gone where they're defending these 2 people over the state of Israel? And I think any Jewish people that vote for a Democrat, I think it shows either a total lack of knowledge or great disloyalty. All right? Thank you very much, everybody.
Now, a lot of people have taken this a lot of different ways. Some people have said, wow, he's saying that Jews are disloyal to America. And here is Rudy Giuliani clarifying for those who... Rudy Giuliani says Trump accuses Jewish Democrats of great disloyalty, the New York Times. This is routine for the New York Times and J Street, but really disappointed a representative of the Anti-Defamation League would feign confusion about Donald Trump's statement. Because they're all saying, maybe in this, I didn't read the Times specifically right up, but what they're, they're all saying that this is an old anti-Semitic trope. They're accusing Jews of disloyalty but here's Giuliani clarifying. POTUS, that's the president of the United States, is referring to disloyalty to Israel. You see, What the president is saying is that Jews, we all know, have a loyalty to America, but they also are supposed to have a loyalty to Israel.
It's both countries.
In other words, there's another way you can say it. You say, like, Jews, as you know, have a dual loyalty. In other words,
They're wandering people. They don't got no loyalty to America, so it's Israel too. He's talking about both.
they have a dual
It's a smear.
loyalty.
Oh, they're
That-
supposed to anyway.
Right, they're supposed to. And so this is like him basically saying, like, you know, Jews are supposed to be cheap, and some of these Jews aren't even cheap.
Let me put it this way. Let me give you a friggin' comparison. What if there was a law that that Rashida whatever came out? She said, "Oh, incidentally, I hate the Jews, so not only do I oppose Israel, but I want to get rid of all money lending operations in the country." And if a Jew were to support that, would that be very supportive of his own people? You answer me that.
I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that.
So in other
I'm
words,
not even trying to
a
understand the
Jew
question.
himself would vote against money lending operations. So what the president is saying is that you, as a Jew, if you were to vote against, say, exorbitant credit card interest as an example, you would either be stupid or disloyal. How much more simple can this get?
So there's Donald Trump, I guess, trying to, I don't know what he's trying to do there, but he accidentally.
I'm trying to start the Jexodus.
Exactly.
He's trying to neg us into starting the Jexodus.
There you go. So, and let's be clear, to whatever country he's saying Jews are being disloyal to, he's talking to 80% of the Jews in this country. And
Probably there's other countries where that kind of message coming from the president of the United States is a bit worrying.
Wait a second.
Now-
80% of you opposes Shylock now?
yeah, exactly.
What kind of loyalty is that? I thought the Jews were supposed to be smart.
Right,
At
exactly.
the very least.
It's supposed to be good with money.
Supposed to know how to work the numbers.
So there's Rudy Giuliani clarifying things for us.
Oh, boy. More clarity.
So completely unrelated to the story of Donald Trump saying that Jews have dual loyalty, and when they don't, it's a failure on their part. What network is this? This Newsmax TV invites on, or no, this is
He has
this
a
is
regular
his
show there.
regular show there. So in the wake of this, Allyn Root goes on to his Newsmax TV show. Now, Allyn Root, if you're not familiar with him, is a Fox News. I don't know if he's a paid contributor, but he goes on there quite a bit. He's the one who broke the story about Barack Obama being a gay Muslim. He is also the one who broke the story about Heather Heyer's killer being paid by George Soros. He also broke the story. I'm trying to think what else. What other stories did he break? I can't remember exactly what other stories he broke here, but nevertheless, he broke a lot of these top stories, as you can imagine.
One of I think we should save it, but he had some very interesting insight about the Mueller investigation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I think we have audio of that. In fact, let's play some of the audio of the Mueller investigation thing, just so I give you a sense of who Allyn Root is in terms of like being a. This is from Right Wing Watch, of course, our friends over there. I think it's Jared Holt, right? Is that it? And here's Allyn Root. He's going to lead in on the Mueller investigation.
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and Robert Mueller is from Uranus. That's the planet he must be from. This guy, in my opinion, I'm going to say it right on national TV, it's penis envy. That's what it is. This guy is jealous. It's like going back to high school. There were guys that were nerds.
I mean, I
don't think Robert Mueller is cognizant
But I'll
enough
be
to be
honest with you.
jealous of
The
Trump's
stuff
penis.
about
he
Heather
does seem like he has big dick energy, I'm just going to say.
the Heather Heyer stuff.
Can you repeat that?
The Heather Heyer stuff is more offensive, I think, obviously by far.
just stupid,
And
but that was funny.
the gay Muslim stuff. So this is Allyn Root, and this is what he had to say. Now, here he is, and I should just tell you, for those of you who are not watching, the crawl on the Chiron says John Voight. slams. Who does he slam? Just let it go a little bit further. Slams the radical left, and that's breaking news. That's breaking.
Praise Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we, Marianne now?
Praises Trump as a man of truth and love. So that's breaking news. So they got to play that across the thing. And so here he is. You can call John Wayne Allyn Root if you want, or Wayne Allyn Root if you want. All you got to do is dial 833 War Talk. And here he is. Here he is in the wake of Donald Trump's comments yesterday.
Don't forget, I don't know if you haven't watched the show, I happen to be Jewish by birth, and 75% of all Jews vote Democrat, and they don't like Trump. And this is the greatest president for Jews and for Israel in the history of the world, not just America. Trump's the best president for Israel in the history of the world, and the Jewish people love him like he is the king of Israel. They love him like he is the second coming of God. And in America, American Jews don't like him. They don't even know what they're doing or saying anymore. It makes no sense. But that's okay. He keeps doing what he's doing. He's good for all of us. Good for Jews, good for blacks, good for gays. He's good for everyone in America who wants a job. Barney, thank you.
Okay. Now, I should just tell you, I don't want to get too pedantic here. I was a religious studies, I think co-major, or I can't remember, but I did study that in school. In terms of the Jews, we don't believe in a second coming. We don't actually even believe in a first coming. We don't believe in a Messiah as a godlike figure. I mean, you can be a Messiah. It just means you're like a really smart dude, essentially, or, you know, that you just come in and maybe you...
There's that word again.
Right. Smart. And... but not, I mean, I guess presumably you'd have to be Jewish, but I'm not even sure about that.
And do we have a king or a pope?
Well, there was a time back in the day where the Hebrews did have kings, but not really so much anymore. Now,
hey, Bathsheba, I'm going to send your husband out.
Why would we spend time at the beginning of the show on some lunatic, Wayne Allyn Root, who is a total lunatic, who exists on the margins of society, who is clearly bat crap crazy. Maybe he's just a grifter, whatever. They have him on Fox News to promote this stuff. And, you know, who watches WorldNet Daily except for absolute right-wing nut jobs?
Actually, really primarily
Newsmax,
us.
Right? Well,
Yeah.
there's one other,
clips.
there apparently is one other viewer.
Oh, yeah.
And he quote tweeted Wayne Allyn Root. In fact, he wrote, "Thank you to Wayne Allyn Root for the very nice words. Quote, President Trump is the greatest president for the Jews and for Israel in the history of the world. Not just America, he's the best president for Israel in the history of the world, ... And the Jewish people in Israel love him. He's like the king of Israel. They love him like the second coming of God. But American Jews don't know him or like him. They don't even know what they're doing or saying anymore. It makes no sense. That's okay. If he keeps doing what he's doing, he's good for all Jews, blacks, gays, everyone. And importantly, he's good for everyone in America who wants a job."
Wait, is the second coming
Wow.
of God a thing?
Oh, no. Wow.
Wow. Now the wow is his comment. And of course, this is from the President of the United States, has either instructed someone to transcribe, ordered the transcription.
I typed that out.
Someone probably helped him do this, but the President of the United States is not just retweeting. He is literally, over the course of 3 tweets, quote tweeting this absolute lunatic.
Look at what Brother Zion 1 said on YouTube. Anybody who hates Obama is a white devil with a corroded, incest-ridden brain. Anybody who wants a job, devils, blacks, African, Asiatic men, love Obama. Wow.
No, that's all right. I'll transcribe it myself, Steven. I love the quote that much.
This has to be a function of them feeling like their evangelical support is caving. It's the only thing I can imagine. Or just.
That is a real miracle, though, right?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
So here's Bernie Sanders, who weighed in as to the incredible disloyalty that Jews are displaying by not supporting Donald Trump and voting for Democrats. Bernie Sanders, as you may know, a bit Jewish himself.
That if you are Jewish, I gather, to be a loyal American, you got to vote for Donald Trump and Republicans. Well, let me say this to the president. I am a proud Jewish person. And I have no concerns about voting Democratic. And in fact, I intend to vote for a Jewish man to become the next president of the United States.
Holla.
There you go.
That's so awesome.
Now, again, according to Rudy Giuliani, Bernie Sanders was wrong. It was not about loyalty to America. It was about Jews failing to live up to their expected dual loyalty that they have for both Israel and for America, and are not placing Israel properly enough in the decision-making matrix when they vote in terms of, supporting the right-wing Israeli government. So, nice statement, Bernie, but wrong. Sorry. So,
look, Brother Sadat X, Asiatic African 1. Anyone who hates Obama must be grafted by a pig. Everybody who loves him are those who want jobs, no matter devil or full human. Wow.
there you go.